Hello Blue Prism folks, my name is Bharat Juneja and in this video we are gonna discuss a end-to-end project of Blue Prism. We are going to develop a bot. So let's start. IT Bricks is our client and they assigned a project to us, means we have to automate the holiday package registration process. So first let me show you what are we supposed to do in this project. See, these are the requirements of this project. Launch the IT Bricks website, then read the, let me show you this website. This is the website and this contains a table, a report of customer data. So we need to read this customer data and enter each data in the registration form. See, navigate to holiday package registration page and enter the data here. So every time this table contains different type of data, means we can say daily this data will get update. So operation teams or business team is doing manually like this, copy the data and then paste it here. Now we need to automate this process. See, this will take a lot of time to copy each record and then paste and then register. So there can be thousands of data, records or customers in that list. After clicking on register, we can see user information saved. And then we need to enter the details of next customer and so on. So this is the process. This is very simple. Just copy the data and paste it in the registration form. And these are the URLs. I will give these URLs in the description box and you can use these and automate your process. I have created a list of steps which bot is supposed to do. Like first, we will launch the URLs manually. To make the things easier, I am launching the URL manually. Then I will attach to these URLs. You can launch it from the Blue Prism itself. It depends upon you. But so after attaching to this web page, we will spy the table and get the data of the table. So let's start. Go to Blue Prism, create an object, and here we go. I have already opened the URLs, I mean the both sites, websites. Now, so I am going to attach to this website. So enter the title of the web page. See, both title are same, IT Bricks Holiday, and this one is IT Bricks New Holiday. Let me enter the URL of website. Let's attach to the application and spy the table. See, we are able to select the table in browser mode. Let me rename the element. Let's select the attribute. So I'm removing these and selecting the match index. Highlight the table. Now we will use a read stage for reading the table. Now select the get table items and create a collection for storing the result. Before reading the data, we should attach to the application. So take a navigate stage and drag drop the element and select attach action, and in inputs we will give the window title as input. IT Bricks Holiday and asterisk sign. Link all the stages and rename the stages. Let me do some formatting. And before attaching, we will check whether it is already attached or not. And if it is already attached, then we will move to the read stage. Let me do some final touches and run the process. So after running the process, we should move to this window so that Blue Prism can read the table. See, We got 11 rows in the collection. In current value we can see 11 rows, and first row contain header of the table. So we will use an action to make the first row as header. Let's take an action and select collection manipulation business object, and select the action set column names from first row. And again run the process. You can see this time we got only 10 rows in the collection, and first row became the header or the column names. So this is how we can read the web table from an web page. Now the next step is load data into queue. So let's me create a work queue, and we will load the collection or the tables data in the work queue. I'm creating a work queue and assigning the key first name. Now we will add an action which is work queues action, work queues business objects action add to queue, and we will add the data into work queue with this action. This is our queue name, and data is stored in this collection customer report. Okay, so after running this process, now we will get 10 items in the work queue. Process is completed. Let's check the work queue now. We can see 10 items in the work queue. Next step is fetch the data from work queue and attach to the holiday package registration page and enter the data in the registration form. So I have created a new action, and in this first we will use deattach, so that if there is any attached window already exist, then it will deattach to that window, and we will attach to the next new holiday registration window. Input the title of the window here, that is IT bricks slash IT bricks hyphen new holiday. So after attaching, we need to spy the elements. Let me add recover and resume. If there is any error in deattach, it will move to the attach stage. And after this, we need to spy the elements of the registration form. So let's go to the application modeler and let's create an element and start the spying. Let's say registration form. Let's click on identify and move to the first name text box. We are spying in the browser mode, and we are able to highlight the text box for the first name. So let's check the attributes. Let me check match index and uncheck all these. Now we have only 3 elements which are web page. Let me highlight. So we are able to highlight with these 3 elements. First one is XPath and web element type and the match index. So let's spy the another element, which is last name. Now also select those 3 attributes, XPath, web element type and the match index. We can also remove the web element type. We can select only two elements, XPath and match index. So we are able to highlight with these three properties. Let's see what is the value of XPath. The XPath of first name is this one and the XPath of last name is, let me copy. I think both the XPath are same, only one element, one value is not same. See, it is same, only this TR has different value, TR1, TR2, and other attributes like match index and web element type have same properties, same values, only this XPath have different value. Let's select one more element and we will compare the XPath of this element. And if all the values, if the values of all attributes are same, only if there is only one or two changes, then we can use parameters for these input box. So no need to spy all the input box or text box. We will spy only one element, and with the help of parameters we can input the values in all the. So third one is company, and you can see there only TR1, TR2 and TR3. These values are getting changed in the XPath. So I will create a common element and I will make this match type as dynamic so that we can input the value at the runtime and create this common element for all the text boxes input field. Okay. So now at the time of when we call this action, we will input the XPath. Let's delete first name and last name. We need only one element. So our job is become easy now. With the help of one element, we can input the value in all the fields of the registration box. So let's take a write stage and use input field element and value. For this we will create startup parameters. One is for value, the value which we want to input in that text box, and the XPath of that text box. So first we have the XPath. So for first name it is TR1, for last name it is TR2, and so on. See, for this one 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so we need to just increase the TR value. So if the count is like, let's say first name, the count of first name is 1, counter position is 1, and the position of next element is 2. Let's create one more startup parameter for the values, input field values. Now go to the right stage and here in value drag drop that input, sorry, in value input field value, drag drop the input field value variable, and in parameters we will write the XPath. Let me copy that XPath, or let's create a this one is the XPath. So I'm creating a calculation stage and there we will update the XPath. Means if the count value is 1, then it will update that. So here we will, because this tr1, this value is not static, so we are using input field count variable for this value. So if user input 1, so it will become tr1 and it will input the data in the first field, which is first name field. Let's create a variable xpath and use this xpath in the write stage. Done. Link all the stages and let me assign default value, initial value to these elements so that we can test it here. Now run the process, and as we give input count as 1 and the value is code gun, so it has input the code gun in the first field. Let me rerun the process and you can see side by side. As soon as write stage executed, it will type code gun in the first name field. Let me update this initial value to 4 and rerun the process. Now it will update the value in the fourth box, which is email address. See, it has written code gun in the fourth field. Now go back to the object studio and save the object and publish the object so that we can use it in our process. Now move to the studio and create a process. Take an action stage and call the action of the IT bricks object. First we will call get customer data object, and this get customer data object will add the data into workqueue, and we will use get next item to fetch the data from the workqueue, and then we will call the registration data web page to process the data. Now let's take an action stage and call the registration data page, and we need to call this action 7 times because there are 7 text field which we needs to fill. So every time we will give different inputs like input field count and the different input values. So for first name we are giving count 1 and we will fetch the first name from the workqueue, and the data which we fetched from workqueue is stored in the data collection. So we are giving data dot first name. Similarly we will do this for all the other fields. Next field is last name field, and we are giving count 2 and value data dot last name. So let me do this for all the 7 fields, and after calling all the 7 fields we need to click on submit button, which we haven't spied yet. So we are just testing the flow of inputting data in the text field. After that we will click on submit button. So let me do this quickly. I have invoked all the 7 actions. Now let's run the process. Process is stopped because we reached at get next item stage on which we put breakpoint. So bot has picked the data of one customer. Now we will enter this data in the registration table or registration form. Let me open this and run the process side by side. So we can see after executing first stage, first name has entered, and for second stage last name has entered, and so on. All the values are entered by the bot. Now we need to click on the submit button. So let's create a new page and spy a new element. On this page or on this action, we will do the same thing. Like first we will deattach and then attach. Now let's create new element in application modeler and click on attach. Okay, so blue prism is not responding. Wait. And here we go. Let's spy this element. Click on register. See, we got the properties like XPath, element type. You can see here the value of tr is 7. So XPath is also similar to those text fields. So we will select only those three elements, those three attributes: XPath, element type, and match index. And go to this and take a navigate stage. We will use click action. Publish the action and save the object. Now go back to Process Studio and call this action. Take a action stage, and so now we will fetch items from queue and process those items one by one. Let me move these stages to the next page, a new page. We will call this page, and on main page we will call the get next item action and fetch the item, and if item is available then we will call this page, otherwise it will stop the process. Done. Now run the process. After entering all the data, it will click on register. See, user information saved. Now enter the information of next user and hit enter. Okay, so it's working fine now. Let me show you in full screen. So this will process all the pending items in the work queue. So this is how we can create a Blue Prism end-to-end project, as I haven't any document like SOP or PDD. So we can create PDD ODD as per requirements, and SOP or another SDD or another documents will be provided by business teams. You can take reference from those documents and start automating the bot. Though that SOP document contains all the steps, so you can take help from that. After developing bot, you can do the testing in UAT and as well in production. So thanks for watching guys. Do comment your doubts and queries.